to start on our back today with a comfortable cushion pillow underneath the legs, underneath your knees, so that you feel completely at ease and supported. Welcome to your practice today, and congratulations for simply having made it to the mat. Very happy to share this space with you today. So today, we're going to be talking, I'm going to start by talking about what the word hatha means in hatha yoga. And the word hatha, literally in Sanskrit, means horse. And so many people, when they think of hatha yoga, they think of the physical postures. And especially in our Western society, it has become about the postures, it has become a form of exercise for people. B.K. Iyengar once said, the inventor of Iyengar Yoga said, Hatha Yoga teaches us to use the body as a bow, the practice or the asana, the practice is as the arrow, and the soul is the target. So as I often have said in class, we are using this physical practice to calm the agitation of the mind and to soothe our soul. We're trying to clear blockages in our systems. Start to take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and really letting it out through the mouth. Letting go breaths, as I call them. See if you can release some energy blockages wherever you're feeling them, wherever you're feeling blocked, whether it be in your physical body, the emotional body, or the mind. Starting to just let go of tension where you're feeling it. And we're going to use the physical practice today by bringing our attention to the many opposites in yoga, again, as a form of healing and transformation, and not as exercise for movement's sake. We're going to start with a breathing meditation, which is a mantra meditation. And it's the mantra that says, I am. In Sanskrit, the mantra is Soham. The practice of I am as a breathing meditation encourages us to let go of expectations and to approach our practice from a place of equanimity. So whatever is. However we are arriving on the mat is okay today. Whatever is fluid, whatever is tight. That doesn't mean that we can't have goals and intentions, but it's just a place of acceptance. So for the next few breaths, I'm inviting you to cultivate an equal, either a 3-3 breath, a 4-4 breath. You can count your breath in for the first few breaths. See if you can just, again, cultivate an equal inhale and equal exhale. And then I want us to take a few moments to practice the I am meditation, which is simply saying I on the inhale and am on the exhale. Awareness that you are here on the inhale and that you are how you are, arriving as you are on the mat. So I am. Letting go of expectations, cultivating awareness and acceptance of what is. I leave you here for another 5 to 10 breaths, practicing I on the inhale and an equal exhale, am. Take another 3 mindful breaths with the I am mantra. Whenever you're ready, bring complete ease into the upper body, the lower body. Shimmy your shoulders in any direction you need to make sure that your shoulder blades are flat on the floor, nice and relaxed. And then bring both hands to the belly. Bring your palms on top of or close to the navel. And so today we'll be giving the body and the mind the anchor of looking at opposites. It's not just noticing opposites, but sometimes bringing our attention to what you are not taking notice. For the moment, we're going to start with expansion and contraction. So bringing your attention to the belly as you start to breathe a little bit deeper, lengthening your inhales and exhaling fully and completely till you feel that navel contracting in towards the spine. Start to just sense that expansion on the in-breath and the contraction on the out-breath. And as you practice this for the next few breaths, seeing if you can develop that natural longer breath in and that full breath out, so you're emptying fully and completely navel to spine. Feel that completely natural wave-like movement of expansion and contraction. And after the next breath or two, release your arms back by your hips and let the palms face down into the earth, please. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. And in this moment, bring your attention to the shoulders. Bring your attention to the collarbones. Bring your attention to the heart space. And notice if you feel an open or a closed sensation. So no need to judge, just observe when your palms are down, how that feels. Shoulders, collarbones, perhaps all the way into the throat area. Just observe how that feels. And then let your palms face up. Release any tension in your fingers. Notice any energy in the right palm, the left palm. And then notice if you feel a difference in the shoulders, the upper chest, the collarbone area. Even in your heart, do you feel an opening in the chest here as the palms face up? And notice how a very subtle, minute movement can bring a sense of closing or of opening to the heart space, can literally change how we're breathing and how we're taking energy. Just observe. And then let's bring the palms back again, down towards the earth for grounding. And very slowly start to lift your hips up towards the sky. Breathing in, filling the front of the body. And as you exhale, start to feel the spine, upper spine, middle spine, lower part of your spine, tailbone touching down. And just start to name the parts of the back body that are touching the earth. And we'll do that a couple of more times. So as you're breathing in, feel the front of your body expand. Press your hips up towards the sky. Feel your pelvic area, quads, everything pressing up towards the sky. And as you exhale, feel your back body settling into the earth. You come back down into your bridge. Let's try and maintain that smooth and long, full inhale as we breathe in and bring the hips up high. And really start to slow down your exhale, bringing the spine down one vertebrae at a time in your bridge pose. And just do a few more like that, inhaling, bringing attention to the front body. See how much of the front body you can take up and off the floor. See if you can even come up onto your shoulder blades as you breathe in. Lifting your whole spine off the floor and slowly bringing it down. We'll do 2 more just like that at your own pace. Bringing your mind and anchoring your mind in the front of the body, back of the body. Bringing presence to our practice today by tuning into these opposites. 1 more breath just like that. Good. And as you land back with your hips down on the floor, upper body flat, bring the feet and the knees to touch, knees are bent. Bring your arms out into a T, please, and allow the knees to drop towards the right. We're going to stay in this little side twist. So bring the attention to your hips here. As your knees are pointed over towards the right side, bring your gaze, if you're comfortable, over to the left. You're looking past your left shoulder. Make any adjustments you need to so that your shoulder blades are flat on the floor. And just feel what that feels like in the hips. Bring the attention to the inner hips, the hip flexors. Feel that internal rotation, especially you might feel it in that left hip flexor. Make sure you're not in a place of pinching or pain. Just feel that how that hip joint is coming in towards the center of your body, towards your groin. Take another full breath here. Let your upper body settle. Send energy down towards that left hip. And then slowly bring the legs back into the center, knees coming in towards the ceiling. Before we do the other side, let the soles of the feet touch. Let each knee open to its own side. Supine butterfly pose. Feel the opening in the hip flexors here, creating spaciousness on the inner parts of your thighs. Take a moment to just feel gravity, pulling the knees in towards the floor. I encourage you to do nothing to force them open at all. Just let them be where they are. Again, cultivating that equanimity, that sense of I amness. Wherever you are is fine. Just take a moment to breathe into your belly, into your hip area. How would you breathe if you wanted to send energy to your hips? Breathe deeply, letting it all go on the exhale. On your next inhale, bring the knees back into center, feet are on the floor. And as you exhale, let the knees fall over towards the left side. Internal rotation. Check in with how that feels on your inner hip hip flexors. You'll feel it a lot more on the right hip flexor here. Please make sure that your upper body is flat. You might be gazing up towards the ceiling or looking past your right shoulder. If you don't feel anything in your hips or outer thighs, glutes, you can bring both of your knees up in space a little more towards your left hand. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And then I'll encourage you to come all the way back into center. 1 more supine butterfly. Allow the soles of the feet to come in towards each other. Let the knees open up. And just notice if the second time you do that, the hip flexors are just a little softer, more forgiving. Letting go just a little bit more soft in your upper body. And if you still have those pillows underneath the knees as when we begin, see if you can move those pillows out to the sides, just underneath your knees to be a little more supportive here. Just a couple more breaths. Good. And then very slowly bringing the knees back in towards each other, hugging your knees in tight. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Flexing the feet right here, point your toes in towards you as you hug your knees in, and then just point your toes away from you towards the end of your mat. Soften your shoulders. Good. And then slowly place both feet up towards the ceiling so that it's like you're stepping on the ceiling with both feet. You can hold behind your thighs. And then let go of the thighs, bring your hands down towards the floor. They can be facing up or down, whatever's more comfortable for you. And I want you to feel a nice strong sensation of rooting your heels and the whole sole of your foot in towards the ceiling, as if you were in mountain pose right here. So the legs are super strong with the same ways we usually root down into the earth, but you're pressing them up towards the ceiling. And now bring a little softness and ease into the upper body. Remembering that in every posture, we're trying to combine effort and ease. So as you're pressing actively, your legs are working hard here. Press your heels and the whole sole will put up towards the ceiling. Your core is engaged. Bring a little softness around the eyes, the shoulders. Let go of any tension in your hands. I want you to feel ease in the whole upper body. You are supported. And just active legs pressing up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Good. Slowly bring the feet back down. So let's windshield wiper the legs side to side, knees going to one side on the exhale. Remember to do this with your breath, inhaling into center, exhaling over to the opposite side. And I'll encourage you to do one or two more as we prepare to meet on all fours in a moment. So we're going to meet on all fours. Lengthen your spine before we begin. I want you to feel like I'm pulling the crown of your head forward so the head is not falling, dipping down. Press all 10 fingers into the earth. Separate the fingers wide. And in this moment, I'd like you to look at the creases in your elbow. And if they're looking in towards each other, I want you to do a little rotation inward so that the creases are looking towards the front of the mat, towards your index fingers. Feel if that's not a strengthening in the foundation in your arms. Good. Looking forward, bringing my heart forward into a cow back. Inhaling, looking forward, and exhaling, rounding cat and cow. We'll do a couple more. Remember, we're breathing in as we look forward. We're exhaling fully and completely as the back presses up towards the sky. Use those strong arms to help you lift. Good. Shoulders relax as you breathe in. Firm foundation pressing into the earth as you round, navel to spine. Just a couple more. See if you can make this feel nice and easy in your body. Bringing spaciousness into the spine. And one more. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's walk the hands forward by one palm length. Curl the toes underneath you and meet me in a plank pose. Engaging your core here. Pressing your heels to the back of the room. And again, firming up that foundation with a little bit of a rotation, the inner creases of your elbows pressing forward. Retract your shoulders away from the ears. And now see if you can soften all the muscles in your face as the rest of your body is nice and engaged. Bring a little softness even into your mind. Stay with your breath. Keep your core engaged. Drop onto the knees slowly. Good. Keep your arms in front of the shoulders. So hands are about palms width past your shoulders. As we inhale, come to a modified plank. Engage your core. Retract your shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, sit back into a child's pose. Press the arms away from each other. Good. Inhaling, lengthen the body here. Tailbone to the crown of your head. Exhaling, press into the earth, sitting back. Again, from the crown of your head, feeling spaciousness to the tailbone. Couple more at your own pace, coming forward, moving like a wave in the ocean here. Marry the breath to the movement. Inhaling forward, core is super engaged here. Exhaling, push your hands into the mat to create space in the rib cage. And one more, inhaling and exhaling back. As you exhale back, keep the knees together or hip width apart. Press into the earth. So this is an active child's pose. Come up onto your fingertips, please. Take the elbows nice and high off the floor. Let your head relax if possible. The forehead's on the floor. Otherwise, just take any tension out of the neck. And start to feel the expansion again and contraction in your rib cage as you breathe here. Nice extension. If you're not feeling it, see if you can walk the fingertips just a quarter of a millimeter further away from you. Feel both sides of your rib cage lengthening and expanding in diameter as you breathe. Reconnect to that sense of expansion on the inhale. Notice that contraction on the exhale. Good. 2 more breaths, just like that. Feel the energy coming all the way, filling your diaphragm completely. Exhale, settling down. Good. Let's come back to all fours and bring the hands directly underneath our shoulders. Let's start to make some really nice hip circles, getting juicy in the hips. You can keep your hips right above the knees as I'm demonstrating, or you can sit them back all the way. Have a little fun. It's your practice, so make sure that you modify in any way. If you wish to go a little deeper, if you need to come out of the posture, just listen to your body, please. Good. So curling our toes underneath us, we're coming into downward facing dog. Separate the fingers wide. You're going to need this foundation. Lift your hips up high. So in one of the trainings that I did, they made us hold downward dog for 10 full minutes. Before you leave me and disconnect, we will not be here for 10 minutes. Start to pedal one heel back and then the other. I just want us to think of the practice of yoga in this moment as you're pedaling your legs as a combination of discipline and practice, which it is, and playfulness. So let's come up onto our tippy toes here. And then press our heels to the back of the room. Doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor. 2 more times, coming up onto your tippy toes. Exhaling, pressing the heels back. 1 more time, up onto our tippy toes. And pressing the heels back. Good. Separate your feet wide, please. Promise we're not here for 10 minutes. Feet are mat width apart. Press into the whole left hand. Separate the fingers on the left hand. Take your right arm and hold on to your left leg, left upper thigh. Just reach the outer part of your left leg. Let your head hang heavy here. So we want to practice the discipline in our postures, but we want to have a little fun here. Hopefully you're having a little fun here, folks. Let your head be heavy here. 1 more breath. Bring the right palm back down. You're in downward dog. When you're ready, take your left hand, grab it on the outside of your right leg. It doesn't matter where you're holding. Outer part of your knee, upper thigh, anywhere that's comfortable. Press into that front right hand. Relax the head. 0 tension, the back of the neck. Let's come back to downward facing dog, please. Very slowly come back onto your knees. Good. Let's make sure that the knees are hip width apart, and let's press the right heel to the back of the room. Take a moment to notice how your left hip might be jutting out to the side, so we want to center ourselves. We pay a lot of attention to our extremities in yoga. As you take your left arm up, remind yourself when we're in sunburn, we pay a lot of attention to the leg pressing back and to that arm reaching forward. Let's bring the attention to the core where it needs to be, the center of our body. Leave your right leg exactly where it is. For the next few breaths, we're going to take that left arm, just reach it around as if you want to touch behind your left hip. Reach back, inhale. Exhale, come back to sunbird. Keep your gaze down the whole time. As you inhale, you're just sweeping the left arm around. And exhale, back to sunbird. 2 more times. Keep that right leg lifted. Use your right glute. Inhale, reach back to wherever's comfortable. Exhale, bring your arm all the way back. Reach forward. Last time. Inhaling back. And exhaling forward. Hold your sunbird here. Keep your left arm extended here. Take your right leg out to the side, nice and extended. Bring it out to the right side and bring it back into center, sunbird. As you inhale, open the right leg out to the right and bring it back. 2 more times, keep that core engaged. Open the right leg out to the right, off the mat. Coming back to sunbird, last time. Opening the right leg out to the side and bringing it back. Bring the hand and the knee back down. Are we having fun yet? Pressing both palms into the earth, take the left leg to the back of the mat. I think I forgot to mention, you want to have your right toes right now curled into the mat for stability. Engage that left glute to lift the leg as much as you can. Square off your hip, knees, toes looking down. When you're ready, take the right arm up. And straight this way. As you inhale, you're going to take your right arm out and back, wherever's comfortable, keep the gaze down. And as you exhale, you'll come up to sunbird. Okay? Inhaling, opening, and exhaling back to sunbird. And do 2 more, please. And meeting back in sunbird. Now you're going to keep your right arm out. And now we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Open the left leg out to the side and bring it back to sunbird. 3 more times. Your core is engaged. Open the left leg. You're using your glute here to move that leg, bringing it back. With your breath, inhaling, opening the left leg out, coming back to sunbird. Last time, opening it wide and coming back. Attention to the core, attention to your extremities. Bring the hand and knee back down. Good. Wide-legged child's pose, sitting back, making this a comfortable posture. If you need something behind your hips, by all means, place it there. And bring your forehead down to a block or to your fist. Take a few letting go breaths here. In every posture, one of the most important things that we can remember in terms of opposites in yoga, there are many, is that in every posture we practice and in every breath practice that we perform, we want to combine effort and ease. We want to feel just enough effort to say, that's interesting. I could get into this. I'm curious. I want to know more. And yet you want to feel an ease that says, I'm okay with this. I can do this. This is not harmful to me. Feel your back body rise in this time as you breathe in. Feel your front body settling into the earth. Take a few moments to focus on your back body breathing here as you are face down. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, we'll come all the way back. Excellent. We'll curl the toes underneath us, meet in downward facing dog. On the next inhale, please take your right leg up towards the sky and bring the right foot forward to the front of the mat. Please stay on the ball of your back foot as you rise up, crescent lunge. The back heel is off the floor. So reach the arms up high, and I want you to pretend you're holding a huge beach ball. So bring the arms a little wider and reach up high. Okay? We're holding that large beach ball here. You're on the ball of the back foot. You want to feel nice and stable, so your feet are hip-width apart. We're going to reach that big beach ball up high. As we exhale, I want you to come forward like you're about to place the beach ball on a table. Rib cage coming towards your upper thighs, and then inhale, bring it all the way back up. Keep your core engaged, center the body. Now press your heel to the back, left heel back. You're pressing into those toe mounds. 2 more breaths. Inhaling up, exhaling, engaging your core. 1 more time. Inhaling, reach as high as you can. Arms are wide. Exhaling, reaching forward. Big ball of energy here. Good. Plant your palms into the earth. Find your downward dog. Let's inhale forward like a wave into plank pose. Exhale, drop your knees or not. Chaturanga. Keep your triceps glued to your rib cage as you make it down. Bring your hands to the side here as we prepare for Cobra. First Cobra pose, we're going to come up. We're going to press the tops of the feet into the earth. Focus on your back body, lifting the upper chest off the floor. Feel your shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other. Make your way back down. The next time you do this, the upper body is going to work actively. It knows what to do. Focus on the front body opening. Bring your attention to the collarbone, spreading wide. Exhale, coming back in. Last time, your choice, focusing on your back body lifting or the front body getting wider here. Exhale, making your way down. Plant your palms into the earth, back to downward facing dog. Take a big letting go breath. Is it possible that downward dog could be a rest pose, even just for a moment, for a breath? On your next inhale, take your left leg up towards the sky and bring it forward to the front of the mat. Make sure your foot is a little more to the left of the mat, right foot a little more to the right of the mat. When you're ready, come on up. Back heel is off the floor, arms are up, holding that big ball of energy, that huge beach ball here. Engage your core, get nice and tall. Crown of your head, pulling up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, reach the arms even higher. As you exhale, you're going to place this ball onto the table right in front of you. Rib cage coming towards your left upper thigh. Breathing in, you're doing 3 more. Exhale, focus on that core here. Very active back leg. Press your heel to the back of the room. Feel the upper back thigh engaged. Last time, breathing in fully, arms wide. Exhaling, reaching forward. Let's meet back, holding that big ball of energy above our heads. Seeing if you can lengthen your rib cage here. Feel a sensation of rooting and rising. Push through your front foot. Press your back heel back. Reach the arms up high. And bring the palms down to the earth, back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your right leg up high, floating up high. Bring the knee to the chest, hover in plank pose, please. 2 more times, pressing your right heel up, 3-legged dog. Balance in an unbalanced posture, bringing it forward in. Okay, nice and firm in the hands, 3-legged dog, all the way back up. And bring the knee forward, bring it even more forward, slowly dropping it down onto the floor. Good. We're going to come into a sleeping or restorative pigeon. Send your left leg to the back of the mat and bring your upper body down either to the floor or help yourself to a block. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. And let's tune into that sensation of passive stretch going on in that right hip. There's a lot going on. The rest of the body is at rest. That hip is encouraged to let go in a soft manner. How we speak to ourselves, language is so important. So if you were on your back or in a different position and trying to open that hip, pressing, prodding, pushing, it might be a lot more resistant than over here with your body weight, just allowing it to soften. Just give it permission to be where it wants to be. Remember that I am meditation. So however we're arriving, wherever that hip wants to settle is okay. No pain, no pinching, just allowing. 1 more breath here. Let's bring our palms back underneath our shoulders. We're going to curl the back toes into the mat and find our down dog. Lift your hips up high. On the next breath in, lift the leg up high. We're coming knee forward, plank pose. Hover, bring the attention to your core here. 2 more times, pressing your heel up towards the sky as high as you can. Bring the knee forward, hover. And last time, pressing your heel up towards the sky, strong arms. Come forward, hover, bring your knee as far forward as you can. Further, 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 and then drop the knee onto the floor. Good. We're going to slide that right leg back. Come onto the top of your right foot. Slide it towards the back. And just notice how the left hip might fall differently than the right. Make any adjustments. Don't try and compensate, or we're not trying to achieve anything. Make sure that the left hip is comfortable here and you're feeling a nice stretch without any pinching or pain. There is nothing symmetrical about the sides of our body, so what we feel on the right side is often different than what we feel on the left. What we want to do in our yoga practice is avoid calling one side good, one side bad. They're just different. A few more breaths. Reconnect to where your breath is landing in your body. Remember effort and ease. If your breathing is labored, your body is telling you you've gone a little too far in the posture. So can you find a natural soft breath here? Very slowly, let's bring the palms into the earth. Curl the back toes underneath you, find your downward dog. Good. This time, let's walk our feet towards the front of the mat. If you'd like to jump your feet forward, you're welcome to. And we're just going to hang out here in ragdoll. So grab onto opposing elbows, bend your knees. Let the head hang heavy here. I want you to feel rooted through your feet, so press through all four corners of your feet. I want your heels to be active, the toes to be active, even the arch underneath your foot. I want you to feel like it's actively supporting you here, like you're not just falling into your toes. Let the head be completely heavy, nod yes and no. Let any tension go from the back. Bend your knees as generously as you need to. We're here for another couple of breaths. Seeing if you can fold over your center just a little more. Let the weight of your head go. Pull down towards the earth. Your nose coming towards your knees. When you're ready, release the hands down to the floor and slowly make your way up to mountain pose. Chin stays down, gaze stays down to the very last moment. Cervical spine straightening out last. Let's meet in our mountain pose for a moment. We'll practice our root to rise without any movement. Who was it that said in their 80s, I've quoted him before, was it Mr. Iyengar who said he was still practicing his mountain pose. Bring your feet directly underneath your hip bones. Start to feel a little bit of that internal rotation in the hips. So this happens because naturally we tend to hang out like this. Remember, when you send your leg back behind you, your toes are always pointed away, most of us. So as you bring the outsides of your feet parallel to each other, notice the slight internal rotation in the hips here. Okay? And then I want you to notice that external rotation in the shoulders as you bring your palms forward in what's called anatomical position. Palms are forward, fingers pulling into the earth. Remember that if this isn't comfortable for you, you'll make any adjustments you need to. So right now, I want you to feel all the opposites that are happening in the body. Root to rise, press through the feet, and at the same time, have the crown of the head point up towards the ceiling. Feel the strength that happens in the center of your body as you root and rise at the same time. Feel the internal rotation in your hips as you press down into the earth. Feel what that does to the hip area. And then feel what happens to the upper body as you roll your shoulders back, taking in more energy in the front body. Little subtle squeeze in your shoulder blades. And again, notice what happens to the core. Good. As we stand here, come to the front of the mat. As you inhale, soften the knees and bring your arms all the way up high, reaching. And as you exhale, fold forward. As we inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, touch your palms into the earth. Find your plank pose, please. Inhaling in plank, exhale finds you in down dog. Lifting the hips up high. On the next breath in, take your right leg up towards the sky, bringing the right foot forward to the front of the mat. We're going to open up that back heel 90 degrees and get ready, front heel to back arch alignment. Windmill your arms up and fall into your warrior two. Taking a moment here to find the hip opening in our warrior two, you want to make sure that your right knee is not caving inward. You want your knee to point towards your third toe. Open the heart. So you're open in the front body, open down here in the hips. As we inhale, we lengthen. And as we exhale, come into extended angle. Bottom elbow goes onto your left, onto your knee, and take your left arm out past the crown of your head. If this is not comfortable, your left hand can be pointed towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, just rotate slightly so that you're looking up towards the ceiling. Engage your core, press through the feet, and feel the opening in the left side of the rib cage here. Come back to expansion and contraction. Just feel the rib cage expand as you breathe in. One more breath. Stay focused. Stay with your breath. And on your next inhale, slowly make your way back to warrior two. Take a big inhale, opening again in the lower part of the body. Open your heart here. On your next exhale, back hand slides down your leg. Right arm reaches towards the sky. Have you let go of the root to rise here? Press through your feet. Push into that front leg, into the toe mounds. Open the knee without looking down towards your third toe. Relax your back shoulder. Reach down the leg. Reach the right arm up. Rooting to rise. Both arms, one reaching down, one reaching up. Both legs rooting down. Make your way back to warrior two. Windmill the back arm to the front. Back foot's going to pivot and come all the way back to your downward facing dog. On your next breath in, the left leg floats up to the sky and makes its way forward to the front of the mat. Switch directions here. Open up that back leg 90 degrees, please. Front heel will meet up with the back arch. Windmill your way back up. So we find ourselves in our warrior two. Take a little moment, find your drishti point. Smile. Open the front body. Without even looking down, your knee knows what to do. Left knee opens up. You're using your adductors here so that the knee's not caving into the center. Inhale, just lengthen the arms without moving the shoulders. As you exhale, reach to your left elbow onto your knee, right arm reaches forward. Engaging your core, look up towards the ceiling, heart flips towards the ceiling slightly. Bottom arm, palm is up towards the sky, right arm reaching past. Come back to that expansion in your rib cage here. Stay with your breath. Stay with the sensation in your body. Notice how the focus keeps you present. On your next inhale, make your way back to warrior two. Breathing in, I lengthen the arms once again. As I breathe out, that back arm slides down the back leg. This time the left arm reaches back. Again, root to rise. Press through the feet. Feel the crown of your head still keeping you up high. Keep that left arm reaching towards the sky. Relax that back shoulder. So let the right fingertips slide down your leg as the left fingertips reach up high. One more breath, full breath, reaching up, active fingers, and make your way back to warrior two. Take a moment here, feel the stability in your warrior. Where can you soften? Muscles in your face perhaps. Your breath. Take your back arm, windmill to the front, and find yourself back in downward facing dog. Please look towards your fingertips, jump or walk your feet towards the front of the mat. This time we're just taking one big letting go breath. If you can, inhale through the nose, let it go through the mouth. Soften. Root to rise, push through your feet, circle the arms and reach up as high as you can. Hands come down the center to the heart. Good. Let's bring our hands to the heart. Keep our hands at the heart. Press the palms in towards each other, engage our core. Root through that left foot, all four corners of your foot, heel, arch, very active. Strengthen the whole left leg as you prepare to take the right foot up and off the floor. Hold. Find your drishti point, something that doesn't move. Avoid looking at the screen because I move. Lift the leg as high as you can, and on your next exhale, open up into tree pose. Another example of rooting to rise. Feel the strength in that left leg pressing into the earth. Feel the strength in your core. Feel the crown of your head getting just a little taller, making you a little taller, spine growing tall. Relax your shoulders. See if you can bring a little softness into the breath. Notice if you're carrying tension in your shoulders. Where can you soften? As you stay with the focus and the groundedness, where can you soften? Take another breath or so. Slowly bring your knee back into the center and place it back down on the floor. Good. Let's just give it a little side to side, a little rotation. Keep your hips square. Kind of letting go. And then we'll be back in the center. We'll bring the palms in towards each other, which reminds us to engage our core. Relax your shoulders. Again, let's root through that right leg this time. If it feels good, separate the toes on your right foot. It's your foundation. It'll be a little wider. When you're ready, core is engaged, lift the left leg up. I like to stay here till I feel nice and grounded in that right leg. See if you can get even taller here, spine reaching up high, crown of the head reaching. As you inhale, next time, lift the leg a little higher and then open up into your version of tree. Just remember that your tree pose can also look like this, toes on the floor and open. We're trying to open that left hip. Wherever your leg is fine. Make sure you're not pressing right into the knee where there's a lot of sensitive connective tissue. So above the knee or below the knee. Come back to your sense of grounded and focus. And then see where you can find a little softness in this posture. Effort and ease. Opening that knee as much as you can. Wherever you are is good. Keep breathing. Stay present. On the next breath in, let's bring the leg back into the center and place it back down on the floor. Good. Still at the front of our mat. Find a little bounce in the knees here. As you inhale, reach the arms up high. As we exhale, chair pose, take your arms to the back of the room. A diver here. As we inhale, reach up high. And as we exhale, diver's pose, reach up. Fingers to the back of the room, shoulders away from your ears, sit a little bit deeper, couple more, inhaling up. See if you can sit those hips back even a little deeper. With your breath, 2 more, inhaling up. Exhaling fully and completely, navel to spine. 1 more time, as you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, arms go behind you, hold your chair pose. Now bring your hands to the heart, inhale. And as you exhale, twist towards your right, left elbow around the right knee, holding for 3 breaths here. Relax your shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the upper thighs in towards each other. See if you're pressing into the front toe mound and your heel. After your full 3rd breath, look into the center, look down, and over towards your left. We're pressing the palms actively in towards each other. We're also relaxing in the shoulders. Press the inner thighs in towards each other very actively. Sit your hips back. On the next breath in, come back into the center, and then fold forward. Let your hips press towards the ceiling. You don't want to feel any pain or pinching in your low back. Bring your palms to the floor. Find yourself in plank pose. 1 last time. Let's hold our plank for about 10 breaths here. Pressing the heels to the back of the room. Please make sure that your wrists are directly under your shoulders. Separate your fingers wide. I want you to feel that big, wide, stable foundation in the hands. Notice if you're pressing more into the outer hands, press through the index finger and your thumbs. And then make sure you're on the balls of your feet, not on your toes. If you think you're engaged your core here, engage a little more. Navel to spine, very strong. Press those heels to the back of the room. So I've lost count here, but hopefully we've got another 3 or 4 left. Lengthen the body. Have the crown of your head be in line with your spine. Pressing your heels back. Feel the back of your body lengthen. Take another breath or 2. Whenever you're ready, slowly bring the knees down to the floor. Wide-legged child pose. Again, bringing Something underneath your forehead to support you. If you don't make it all the way down to the mat, that's fine. Bring your fists or block them. Notice if there's any difference between your child's pose in this moment as opposed to when we first came to the mat. Let your body settle, feel the energy that's rushing through the body in this moment. See if you can invite your natural breath to come back into your body. So softening, letting go. In this moment, there's nothing for you to do but breathe. Notice the back body breathing. Notice your front body releasing in towards the earth. Notice the expansion in the rib cage on your next breath in. Notice the natural contraction. Notice your body letting go of the effort, the postures, and softening body and mind. Good. In your own time, please make your way slowly into a seated posture. Grab a hold behind your upper thighs, sitting back into boat pose. Lifting your heart, engaging your core. Remember, we're trying to avoid rounding the shoulders. Please make sure this doesn't hurt your lumbar spine, your low spine, your low back. If you'd like, you can extend your legs all the way up. See this as a downward dog with a different view. Relax your shoulders. Bring the heart forward. Keep your gaze right in front of you. Navel to spine. Just another breath or two. One more breath, seeing if you can soften into this posture. And slowly making our way back. Now, let's bring the hands behind us before we come to supine. Bring the hands behind you. If this works in your body, I'd like your fingertips to point towards the glutes. If not, you can have them adjust, pointing outward or back behind you if need be. But if we can, this gives a different flavor to the shoulders here. Fingertips pointing in towards your glutes, pressing into the palms and the whole hand. Straighten the arms so that the elbows have no bend in them. Bring your feet close to you. Reverse tabletop. Press into the feet. Lift your hips up high. Keep your gaze past the knees. We're not going to drop the head back today. We're going to focus on using our glutes to lift as high as we can. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you have any tension in the neck, you can just look up towards the ceiling. That's good too. Feel the openness here in the front body. Feel the stretch in your quads. Lift your hips as high as you can. Lift your sternum towards the ceiling. Good. For a moment, release the glutes and have the fronts of your legs, tops of your legs pressing up towards the ceiling. Just a different focus. Have your strong legs keep you lifted. One more breath. Slowly make your way back in. Let's land on our back and hug our knees in tight. Roll side to side if it feels good. And remember what I said earlier about practice being a serious discipline where we want focus and commitment, but we want to be able to have some fun too. Keep a little beginner's mind. So what would happen if I tried this? What would happen if I tried that? Let's place the feet back down on the floor. Place the palms next to your hips down into the earth. Take your shoulders away from the ears. Make any adjustments so your fingers might reach towards your heels just a little bit more. On the next breath in, let's come up into tabletop. Bring your knees right above your hips. Remember to make any adjustments. So if you feel your low back pulling or lifting, you'll bring your knees in a little bit. If you need a little more juiciness, strong core, take your knees away from the center and towards the end of the mat. Okay? As we inhale, we'll bring the knees in towards us, all of us. And as we exhale, we're going to flex the feet and press both legs away from us. Engage your navel towards your spine. Go as low as you can without your back lifting. And then bring it all the way in like a circle, bringing it in. Breathe in and breathe out as the legs are extended, heels are flexed. And we're just going to do 2 more, bringing it in. Breathe in as the knees come back towards your chest. Straighten the legs, have them press away from you. Exhale, navel to spine. Last one at your own pace. Good. Let's bring the feet back down into the earth. And then we're going to meet in happy baby pose. So bring the knees in towards you. Grab onto the big toe or the outer parts of your feet. Bring the soles of the feet in towards the ceiling. If you're not grabbing onto your feet, no big deal. You could be holding onto your ankles, your shins. Some people are just holding the backs of their knees and bringing the upper thighs in towards their armpits. So whatever feels good to you in this moment, you can rock side to side if you'd like. Taking just another couple of breaths. Feel the breath in, the openness. Feel the breath out, the natural contraction. And slowly we come back with our feet down onto the floor. Extend your legs out completely. Point your toes away from you. Take your arms back and reach. Feel the opening in the whole front body as you reach actively. Separate your fingers. Reach back, back, back. Point your toes away from you at the end of the mat. As you exhale the next time, come in to hug your knees. Take your upper body off the floor. And come into a little ball here. See how high you can take your shoulders off the floor. Bring your forehead and your nose towards your knees. Take those shoulders off the floor a little bit more. Compact little ball here. Take a big breath. Feel it in your upper back. And then slowly release. And you'll come into your Shavasana. Your time. Do any other posture that your body is asking you for. You can do a little side to side if you wish, windshield wipering. You can do another butterfly pose. You can do another back bend if you wish. Anything that feels good to you. And then we're going to take our time and settle into our Shavasana. Just remember that we'll come in and out together. So take your time during your final relaxation. If nothing for you to do, you'll hear the chimes towards the end. Remember to do a little mental body scan for yourself. Checking in from the crown of your head, the space between your eyebrows, your eyes, going down past cheeks, chin, the jaw, even the tongue in your mouth, the back of the neck. Just softening as we name these different parts, allowing them to just be. You still have those pillows. Feel free to use them underneath the legs. You want to be as comfortable as you can possibly be here. And as we let go of any need to do anything or be anything, just come back to that intention of I am. Simply acknowledging that we are where we are, practicing yoga. Our practice is what it was. Whichever way landed today, it was good. As long as we caused no pain to our body. Let go of any effort in the fingers, the toes on your feet, the hips completely relaxed. Just feel at ease in your body and with your breath. Time in this moment without moving a muscle. Just connect to that deep sense of stillness that is in this posture. a nice time to remind ourselves that although hatha means force and is often associated with strength and physical postures, the reason that we practice is to reach a state of deep calm, to access that stillness that exists deep within all of us, and ultimately to soothe our soul, to lift our spirits. The ultimate goal of the practice. Coming back to that first quote that we opened with, yoga teaches us to use our body as a bow, practice the arrow, and the soul as the target. If you still feel some hidden, subtle tensions in your body in this moment, invite ease with the next breath in, and invite an allowing, a surrendering with the next breath out, just softening, being with your breath, welcoming the breath. Whenever you're ready, I'll encourage you to bring very gentle movements to the extremities, fingers, toes. Take any stretch that your body is asking you for. And before we meet back in seated posture, I invite you to roll onto the right side, pillow out of your right arm, and just stay in a fetal position for a few moments. Take a few breaths here. And we'll remind ourselves before we come to seated that although we practice to develop and nurture senses of focus, clarity, groundedness, we always want to do so with a sense of playfulness and keep a sense of flexibility, fluidity, some freedom in practice. This is something we want to take off the mat with us. We don't want to be too rigid in our practice or in our focus or in our sense of being grounded. We need to add a little bit of movement, possibility of change, freedom. Make your way back to a seated position when you're ready. Lengthen your spine, soften your gaze once again, either down to the floor or closing your eyes. Taking a moment of gratitude if you wish to practice with me, otherwise just follow the breath in and out for the next moment or two. And as always, I thank each and every one of you for sharing your time and sharing this space with me here today. Till we meet again, peace in your hearts, peace in your minds, for you and all those you love. Good health and peace.